Hello, welcome to episode 120 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is work harder, work smarter.
Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin.
Now, over the last couple of months, I've had the good fortune of speaking to hundreds of personal trainers around the world, literally jumping onto the phone, speaking to them, and really collecting data. Because if you truly want to know about your niche, if you truly want to know about how you can go about solving problems inside of the world, you need to understand what's happening inside of your clients' brains. But more importantly, you need to understand what struggles they're having, what their problems are, what their pain points are, but why they're not able to overcome, right? Why they're not overcome their problems and get to where they want to go. Now, you see, we live in a world where there's too much information, where there's way more information than a lot of people can handle. And right now, one of the biggest problems that we have as a society is overconsumption of information and not enough implementation. Now, what does this mean? It means that right at this very moment in time, your client could be sitting there at home on YouTube consuming more content. They could be on Facebook and they could be consuming more content from another fitness professional, another trainer, another coach, telling them about another methodology. All right. One person can be preaching about the Atkins diet, and then on YouTube, another person can be talking about the paleo diet, and another person can talk about eating why 6 meals a day and clean eating works. Now, the problem with this is that most of your clients are confused. They're confused as hell. Okay? They're confused as hell and they don't know where to begin. Now, this is good and this is bad. This is bad because they've lost their ability to focus and they've lost their ability to follow through. Yeah? Having too much information, they've lost their ability to follow through because every time they follow through, another shiny object comes out the door and they start that instead. For example, I might be your client. I might be on your 2-week or your 12-week program, whatever it is. And if I start on the Atkins diet and suddenly I lose weight for the first week, I'm getting awesome progress. I'm losing a little bit of weight on the second week, and then I start to slow down on the third week. What do you think is going to happen? Your clients at this very moment in time are expecting to lose the same amount of weight in the first week every single week. And the reality is that's not going to happen. So one of the biggest reasons why your clients would drop off is because the expectations were not set from the get-go. It wasn't set from the beginning. And when this happens, what will happen is I'll stop my Atkins diet and I might watch a YouTube on the paleo diet, how I can increase my metabolism, how, cavemen used to eat and how they'll lean. And so at this moment in time when I have a lot of self-doubt, right, my mind's going to tell me maybe I should try the paleo diet because maybe that's for me instead. Maybe it works better. And you and I both know the root cause of problems isn't the diet, is the ability to do the work and follow through. So your clients are having problems with this at this very moment in time because we live in a world where there's more information than ever. And this is the problem that you're having inside of your fitness business. Fundamentally, the mindset is the problem. Okay? That there's too much information happening. When I've spoken to well over 200 personal trainers, the biggest thing is I don't know what to do. Right? I don't know what I should begin with. I know what I should do to get more clients, but I don't know where to begin. I don't know what I should be doing. Should I be running challenges? Should I be running huge opportunity ads? Should I be releasing my lead magnet? Should I be on Facebook Live or Periscope or Snapchat or Instagram stories? Where should I be? And the fact is, here's the truth, they will give one thing a go, and you might give challenges a go. Let's say you fail in your first challenge. The reasons why you don't succeed is because you don't actually follow through and figure out what's happening inside of this challenge to move yourself forward. But instead, you take the shiny object and you go, wait, maybe challenges isn't for me. And then you start running a lead magnet. And so what we find is that trainers and our clients have lost the ability to focus, and follow through, and therefore they're not getting the results. And hear me out for just a second. Over 200 calls I've done, what I found It's not from the lack of information, not from the lack of what you're going to do next, but from the lack of organized and structured information to move you to where you want to go. Now let me ask you a question. And it's a big thing because I've had a few calls this morning and I love talking to trainers because really it allows me to see what's happening inside of your mind. And when I know what happens inside of your mind, I can run these podcasts to help you get clear. Now, a lot of trainers want to make this goal of reaching $5,000 a month. If they can do something to replace their income, they can do it online, they would be happy. Now, let's say your goal 12 months from now is to replace your income of $5,000 a month. Let's say your goal from now, in 12 months from now, is to get your prospects to actually know who you are. They trust you, and instead of you chasing them, they're chasing you for it. 12 months from now. We know that's our goal. Currently, we're making $0 online, and currently, we're chasing clients. They're not chasing us. So the key question I have for you right at this very moment is, how are you going to connect the dots inside of your business? How are you going to connect the dots and go from $0 to $5,000? How are you going to connect the dots to go from you chasing your clients to them chasing you? Because a lot of times what I've realized is that whilst trainers have goals, if you can point out exactly where you currently are, how much money you're making, what are you doing to make that money, versus where you're going to be in 12 months' time, how much money you're going to be making, what are you going to be doing to make that money, most trainers, if not all, can't seem to connect the dots. What I mean by this is, I was speaking to a trainer today and he said, look, he's just going to run challenges. I'm like, well, what if challenges don't work? What if your tactical things don't work? What if your lead magnet doesn't work? What if your sales funnel breaks? What if your Facebook ads are too expensive? What are you going to do next? What's the strategy? So a lot of the times I say this and I say this again, especially for anybody inside of my legacy program. The first pillar is, before you do anything, before you invest in another software program, before you invest in ClickFunnels, whatever it is, what I want you to do is go out there and sell your product. Go out there, get leads, make sales, fulfill. It is as simple as that. Okay? Because at the very beginning, your main aim of the game inside of your business is to generate cash flow. Yeah, if you don't have any cash, forget about creating an automated sales funnel, hiring VAs, doing all that fancy stuff, getting money to pay for software, getting money to pay for ads. If you don't have any cash flow inside of your business, you're going to be struggling. So the first thing, and this is why I say work smarter and work harder, is because you need to understand the key steps to move forward inside of your business. The first step is generating cash flow. You go out there, you create an ultimate program. You might sell it for $300. You might sell it for $5,000. Whatever you feel certain and confident that you'll be able to make sales with. Okay? Go out there, generate leads, make sales. Simple as this. You get on the phone with your prospect, you figure out where they're currently at, where they want to go, and then you bridge the gap with your program. Your program, you allow them to see that your program is the bridging gap, and that's the first step. And once you've generated $100,000, it's about helping you pull yourself out of your business. Pillar number 2, I call this inside of legacy. How do you actually pull yourself out inside of your business so that you're not doing those sales calls, so that now, remember, right, rather than you chasing your prospects, you're building out funnels. Maybe it could be a webinar, maybe it could be a video series, maybe you run a summit that gets you cold leads to actually warm leads, who actually want to work with you. How do you build that? How do you get a salesperson to then go on and do sales for you, because you know you've been selling before, you know your sales system works? This is pillar number 2, it's automation, right? But you can only do this if you're able to generate cash flow inside of your business. If you've got cash inside of your business at the moment, now you've got a blanket to fall back on, because at the end of the day, this might cost you $10,000 to test and figure out for your marketplace. It might cost you $20,000, but if you've made $100,000, you've got a blanket to fall back on. Because most people will get knocked out of their business before they even get started, because they'll become completely broke. When you're broke, can't do much. And then pillar number 3 is getting fun, because now once you have the automational process up, once you're filling up your pipeline with clients who actually want to work with you, and you've still got that one product that you're selling, it's actually going, okay, well, how can we expand on our product line so that we increase the lifetime value of our customer? Instead of someone buying my program for $500, and making $500 a year off them, how can I make $550 a year? How can I make $700 a year? And that's when we introduce new products and services, such as membership sites, such as seminars, such as retreats, such as one-to-one calls with you, whatever you want to do. And the last step of legacy is obviously legacy, right? It's authority. How do you get fans? How do you create a community? How do you do your own and launch your own certification program? Write a book, launch your own podcast, get all over PR. And the reasons why I have put the legacy program together is because it maps this out strategically for you from exactly where you are to getting your goal of making that $5,000 a month and getting clients to chase you, not the other way around. And after speaking to 200 personal trainers over the last 3 months, what I've realized is that they don't have a goal, right? They don't have a goal that they know how to work progressively towards. They've got a goal, they just don't know how to get there. They're throwing tactics at it. There's no solid foundations, no solid strategy behind it. What happens is when you have a goal but you don't have a plan, you've got a dream. Okay? You've got a dream because you're not going to take action. You're not going to take action because every time you take action and you fail, you're like, well, this sucks, doesn't work. You got nothing to rely on. You got no leverage or nothing to bounce back on to go, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. So I've had a lot of people message me regarding the legacy program and why we've closed the intake for Feb. And one of the reasons is quality over quantity. I only want to work with people who are serious about growing their business, but ultimately, if you've been listening to this podcast, you know that I only want to work with people who are the best. You're out there to try to make more money, you want more clients, right? Which is completely fair enough, but you're not willing to be the best inside of your niche. You're not willing to work. You're not willing to put in the hours and actually dominate and get your clients' results. Don't apply for legacy. But if you're stuck inside of your business at this very moment in time, then you might apply to join our March intake. Okay, because every single month we open 5 spots. These spots fill up quickly. I tend to say no to a lot of people because they don't have the legacy mindset. So that being said, if you're interested, if you're confused, if you're stuck, if you feel like you're on a hamster wheel, if you feel like you're focusing on the tactics and you don't have any core strategies to work on, if you feel as though your business isn't growing no matter how much time and effort you put into it, it's probably time to have a conversation with me. Probably time to reach out, send me a message, let me know exactly where you are, let me know how you think legacy is going to help you, why you want to join the team, why you want to join Team Legacy and go all in. So with that being said, I know that if you have a plan and you know exactly how you're going to move towards that plan and that goal, then you're going to get there. The only thing that's stopping you is actually doing the work.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.